This video is made for adult collectors because, wait, that's not a Transformer.
Blue lion, ready for action. Red lion,
Shh,
ready for battle.
stop it.
Green lion.
Shut up. So I am a Transformers nerd. Nerd. I don't usually branch out because I don't have the space. This is a lot of stuff. So I got rid of a lot of storage stuff and other things I didn't want anymore, and I bought a Voltron. Well, I traded stuff for it. I saw this show ages ago and don't remember anything about it, but I like the design and the shop gave me a deal on this whole set, mostly complete and in box for like $100. So what do I think from a Transformers fan's perspective going into Voltron for the first time? This is all right. This probably isn't the best one to start with, and I know a bunch of Voltron fans are going to tell me all about all the other good ones, which please let me know. I'd love to know about them. But yes, I know what this is. Like, it's nicer than something like Combiner Wars Devastator, but Legacy Motormaster, though, he was a lot more stable and secure, and the plastic... Playmates plastic hasn't always been my favorite, but we will get to all that. There are 5 lions, and I really like the way these look. The gray is a shade I'm not a big fan of, but the rest of the colors are nice. I really like how the blue and the reds stand out and are extremely vibrant. Like, they're the ones that stand out the most to me. They are big too, like these guys are no slouch when it comes to size. The black lion is pretty damn chunky too, but he is the only chunky one due to the electronics and the fact that he has all the stability ratchets in him. He's hefty, but the rest of the lions, they kind of weigh nothing. They're super hollow and feel like a deluxe, but are much bigger. But I did get them for relatively cheap, so I'm okay with that. The black one, as I alluded to earlier, has electronics in it. He can say things like this, and this,
Voltron is the only thing that can stop Zarkon.
and this,
Let's assemble Voltron and get rid of these Golrun.
and this.
Form Voltron.
Enough. You can also store some of the weapons and stuff on the back, and they have these little pod ships that sit inside, but I'll show that off later. I don't have all of the weapons. I think the blue one's missing something, so like I said, and there's discs that fire and missiles, but I don't have them. So the limb lions have like very similar articulation. There's only a couple differences, which is why they're both on the table here. So we'll get this guy out of the way first. So the green lion can spin his head, the mouth can open. It's spring-loaded because that's how the hand works. This cannon can rotate, by the way. The shoulders, they can ratchet, the elbows can ratchet, the feet can ratchet, and at the back here, again, ratchet. So there's enough like motion in the legs to get him into sort of like a running pose, but they don't go out at all. So you can't get it into like a really cool sort of, you know, down planted pose. I mean, he can't do a good one either, but that's an example. And then this lion also has a torso rotation and an abdomen thing. Because that's the elbow, right, for the combined mode. Whereas with this guy, the legs are all the same. It's just the head can look left and right ever so slightly because that becomes the extremely tiny ankle pivot. There's like these tiny little nubs in here that stop the head from going any further. I might clip those off so that it adds a little bit more articulation because I find them weird that they're there. And then the tails are just a soft plastic. They don't do anything. Now the black lion, he's very different. So nothing at the head except up and down, right? But it's on 2 joints. You have a joint down there and then you have a joint up here. The wings can pretty much go wherever you want them to, but they're more for combined mode. The shoulders ratchet that way. They don't go any farther forward. I don't know why. You have a ratchet here, you have a double joint here at the paw, so you have a joint at the top and a joint at the bottom. But it's really difficult sometimes to get the feet to line up because the joint at the bottom is really stiff. You have a ratchet here, in and out. It's supposed to ratchet in and out, but this doesn't work. You have thigh rotation, bend at the knee, and then a joint here and a joint here. So they're kind of eh. So now let's combine them. The reason I got this, let's form Voltron and see if Playmates is good at making combiners because they're going to start manufacturing Power Rangers. So their posability might be kind of eh, but the combining is actually kind of, it's quite satisfying. So we'll start with him. So to get Voltron all set up here, you just push this down, fold the tail up, extend the legs. Now I'm doing this to the best of my abilities. I don't have instructions for this thing, and online it's not like you find tutorials like you would a Transformer, so it's, you know what, I'm doing my best. You pull this forward, I'll try my best. You bring this down
like so. They're a little too far back. Then you want to take the shoulders, open these up, fold the paws in, close it up, rotate it down so that this sort of wedge piece is facing forward. So again, squeeze the paw in and fold that down. We'll do the head later. Now, the foot lines. Where's the other one? Here it is. The foot lines. First of all, this one can shift this shield thing forward if you want to do that. But anyways, you fold up the foot, collapse the arms. I sort of collapse them like this. That way the rubber parts touch the ground so that he has some sort of heel support. And then you take these limbs and you just collapse them in like so. Shove the tail in. It should click into place, but as you can see, mine, they don't like to do that. There's this little ring right here that's supposed to like clip, but you know. The arms. Now the arms are a bit weird in the way that they work. Let me show you. To pull all that off, put on the floor, we're going to open this section up. I forgot to show off the little pod things. There's little pods in here that can slide into these slots and go into the chest. And then these ones also have a little flap underneath that you can slide it in and put it. I forgot about that. Anyways, you want to open this section up. The pod just shot out. Collapse the limbs and sort of shove them in here. This is a little tricky to do because this doesn't open far enough to allow for these to comfortably fit in. There we go. Now it's in. Collapse the legs, fold them down, and then flip out the combiner peg. And that's an arm, right? But like, that's the only elbow bend you get. So to mitigate that, I fold these out. I flare them out. That gives you 3 clicks, sorry, as opposed to just one. Turn the black lion on because it makes noises when you combine it. So the yellow leg, bring this one in, and there's a little spring-loaded trap door. And it didn't make a single sound. Okay, anyways. Oh, okay, it made noise. You press this button to release the leg. So I'll put the leg back in. Yep. Bend the heels. Don't want to do that. Oh, this part's tough.
Green Lion, all systems go!
There you go. And then this one.
Red Lion, ready for battle. Good to have you back, Keith.
Oh my goodness. There we go. Come on. There we go. Am I just doing it wrong? Oh, I am doing it wrong.
Blue Lion, ready for action. Blue Lion, ready for action. Red Lion, ready for battle. Green Lion, all systems go. Yellow Lion engaged. Red, green, black, blue, and yellow lions detected. Voltron operational. Voltron complete. Targeting road beast.
That's, yeah, we're gonna turn them off now. Oh. That's the problem.
So this Voltron is an interesting combiner. It looks cool, it's big and imposing, and that's pretty much all it can do. Like, it poses, obviously, but it's very awkward. Handling it is a bit ropey, and the ratchets and the lack of any real heels is... Well, he has heels, but the heels move, so he tends to, like, fall over. The ratchets and the legs are fine, save for the one that's broken on mine, but I'm not gonna knock that against the toy. That's the previous owner just having way too much fun with it, which, hey, good for them. But the arms with their limited elbows can be pretty eh. Oh, and the head doesn't move. I don't know why, but he can't look left and right, and it's very annoying to me. He is big, though. Like I said, he's very big, and because of that, he stands out on a shelf, and due to the colors, he has this huge shelf presence and looks awesome standing there next to a lot of the other big toys I have. He can hold a sword. It's got spring-loaded hands, and you can put his shield anywhere. I like it on the forearm, and you can still mount some of the weapons on this dude, which is nice. And the wings can move to make him look even more imposing if you want to. And then there's like that black one that comes with the clear wings, which looks even cooler.
So Voltron's joints, unfortunately, cannot, like, stabilize him enough for me to, like, leave him standing here while I do this, so I'm just gonna hold him. But the head, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't rotate. He can look up and down. That's about it. Shoulders, they can rotate in and out. Bicep rotation. You have that elbow joint. There's a wrist swivel. Nothing at the waist. This ratchet is broken. It was used, but this one does ratchet in and out. Forward, back, thigh rotation, knee bend. Bends about that far, and if you want, you can get a double jointed knee, which is actually kind of nice. And then the ankles can go down, and they have like the small, oh, there you go, there's down, and the smallest amount of pivot. That new one that's coming out, if you want one that's posable, I highly recommend buying that instead of this one.
So yeah, it's all right. As a Transformers fan, I've had better combiners for around the same price, but I've also had worse. It's definitely not the worst combiner I've ever had stability-wise. That goes to Gravity Builder. But it isn't something I find myself messing with a lot because of the lack of articulation. And it's not that the gimmicks really get in the way, and it's also his stability. I wish those feet pegged in so that he'd have proper heels. The lions are cool, but as a combiner, I'm glad I didn't pay more than $100 for it. But that's my look at Voltron. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.